Paul Skenes just proved, yet again, that chivalry isn't dead, and that he's just as impressive in a relationship as he is on the mound. During the MLB All-Star Game red carpet on a warm Tuesday evening in Atlanta, the 22-year-old Pirates pitching sensation had everyone talking, and it wasn't just about his fastball. As he and his girlfriend, Livvy, made their way along the glitzy walkway outside Truist Park, something so simple, yet so genuine, happened that it instantly captured hearts around the nation. While cameras flashed and reporters buzzed, Skenes noticed something, a minor wardrobe malfunction, perhaps meaningless to others, but not to him. Dunn, a social media darling and elite gymnast, had one of her lace-up heels come undone. Rather than letting it ruin the picture-perfect moment, Skenes did something both instinctive and deeply caring. He dropped to one knee and tied her shoe. No hesitation. No embarrassment. Just pure consideration. It was a scene that, while brief, said everything about their relationship, grounded, real, and full of mutual respect. There were no grand announcements, no overly dramatic gestures, no forced poses for the press. Just a quiet, deeply personal act between two people navigating love in the public eye. And in that moment, Skenes may have unknowingly cemented his status not just as a baseball phenom, but as one of the most unexpectedly swoon-worthy athletes off the field. When the small hiccup was resolved, the couple rose, shared a soft smile, and continued walking the red carpet like royalty. They didn't need to say anything. The way he looked at her and the way she beamed at him said it all. The two of them dazzled, not just because of what they wore, but because of how they carried themselves together. Skenes looked incredibly sharp in a dark mauve suit that perfectly contrasted with his athletic frame, a shade not many men would dare to wear, but on him, it worked. The suit was paired with a bold turquoise collar, adding a splash of vibrant color that reflected the playful yet confident energy he's known for. There was something refreshing about the choice. It wasn't the standard black tie affair or a boring navy ensemble. It felt young, expressive, and deeply personal. And Livvy, on the other hand, radiated elegance in a flowing blue dress that caught the light like rippling water. She looked stunning, but more importantly, she looked happy, her eyes glowing with pride and affection. This wasn't the first time the two shared this special red carpet together. It marked the second All-Star Game appearance as a couple, a detail that only deepens the growing public fascination with their love story. The way they move together, her arm linked in his, the easy way they laugh, how she leans in when he speaks, reveals a level of comfort that doesn't just happen overnight. Their bond seems rooted in genuine friendship, respect, and admiration for each other's worlds. He understands the pressure she faces as a public figure, and she understands the weight he carries as one of the MLB's most promising stars. They aren't just dating, they're supporting each other in the face of immense public scrutiny and expectations. And while Skenes and Dunn may have stolen the spotlight with their heart-melting moment, they weren't the only star power walking the carpet that evening. Shohei Ohtani, arguably one of the most electrifying players in baseball history, arrived alongside his wife, Mamiko Tanaka. The Japanese icon, who has redefined what's possible on a baseball diamond by dominating both as a pitcher and a hitter, was all smiles as he greeted fans and media. His appearance, though, was more subdued compared to the headline-making couple ahead of him. Ohtani, often reserved and humble, seemed to find peace in Mamiko's quiet presence. Mamiko, elegant as ever, carried herself with the kind of grace that complements Ohtani's calm demeanor. The two have remained fiercely private about their personal lives, which only adds to the intrigue every time they appear in public. It's rare to see the two of them out at a high-profile event, and yet, when they do step out, they always make a lasting impression, not through theatrics, but through the unmistakable bond they share. Curiously, their daughter did not accompany them to Atlanta, a detail that didn't go unnoticed by fans. Perhaps they wanted to keep the trip focused on the celebration of the game. Or maybe they wanted to preserve that part of their life as private as possible. Either way, their decision only adds to the mystique surrounding the Ohtanis, a couple who, despite global fame, managed to protect the sacredness of their family life. Further down the carpet, another fan-favorite duo made their entrance, Aaron Judge and his wife, Samantha. The Yankees' towering slugger, standing at an imposing 6 feet 7 inches, looked every bit the star he is in a sleek pinstripe-style suit that paid homage to the team that made him a legend. But it was the smile on his face and the ease in his body language that caught attention. For Judge, this wasn't just his 7th All-Star game, it was another opportunity to share a cherished moment with his partner. Samantha, who has been with Aaron through many of the ups and downs of his career, walked by his side with effortless confidence. There was no hint of nerves, no sense of needing to prove anything. She knows who her husband is, not just as a player, but as a man, someone who leads by example, who carries the weight of New York expectations on his shoulders, and who still manages to treat those around him with kindness and humility. Like the Ohtanis, Judge and Samantha also left their young daughter, Nora, behind for this trip. It's a reminder that these athletes, while superstars on the field, are also navigating the same parenting decisions as everyone else: when to bring the kids, when to keep things simple, when to make the night just about the two of them. The absence of the children also allowed these couples to share something special between themselves, a rare date night amidst the chaos of careers and family obligations. As the red carpet continued to buzz with life, fans and media alike soaked in the rare spectacle, not just of athletic excellence, but of vulnerability, affection, and human connection. These weren't just sports legends parading for the cameras. They were people. People in love. People supporting one another. People with stories that go far beyond the stats and highlight reels. And in a world increasingly defined by scandal, overexposure, and performative social media, moments like these remind us of something more enduring: the quiet power of authenticity. Paul Skenes didn't tie Livvy Dunn's heel because he thought it would go viral. He did it because he cares. Because he noticed. Because even in the middle of one of the most glamorous nights of his young career, his first thought was about her. And that's what made the moment so compelling. It wasn't the suit or the cameras or the red carpet that turned heads. It was a simple, human act, one that spoke louder than any headline ever could. In that one gesture, Skenes not only won hearts, but he showed the world the kind of man he is off the field. A man who sees the small things. A man who puts love before pride. A man who doesn't just throw 100 miles per hour, but leads with heart, too. By the end of the night, as the sun began to set behind the Atlanta skyline and the ballpark lights flickered on, the evening had already written its own story. One not just about baseball, but about love, grace, humility, and the kinds of moments that last far longer than a game-winning home run. Because sometimes, the most unforgettable part of a night filled with stars is watching one of them kneel down, not to propose, not to perform, but simply to tie a shoe. Well guys, what are your thoughts? Do tell us in comment section below. Thanks for watching.